he's got it. Blow him out,
Yes.
Rob. Come on.
Not yet.
Blow them all out.
Come on, blow him out. Blow him out.
Okay, I'm going to need some help.
Whatever you want to blow him out.
This lady's got lots of wind.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know that.
Are you ready?
Yes.
On the count of 3. Right?
You have to make a wish. You have to make a wish.
Ready? 1,
2,
3.
3.
Okay.
Way to go, way to go.
Speech.
Hey, Lisa,
I've just been sitting down.
No, stand up, looking for your son. If you want to go up on the porch,
I don't know where he is.
go up on the porch.
Okay, I'll try to.
Once I start, stay there, please. Sit down.
Yeah, you have to stay for pictures. You have to stay for
I
pictures.
tell you one thing, you get old,
Yeah.
your kids start giving you orders. You know that?
And they start bossing you around.
Okay. So at this point in the evening, the first thing, are you guys not ready?
We're just getting the 2 band members who went.
Okay, so
Somewhere.
while we're waiting for those guys, we're going to invite anybody that has anything that they want to share with the rest of the group about their life experiences with Rob or Bob Patterson.
I get to reply.
Okay. If you sit down.
It's funny, he's got something to say.
This could be dangerous.
2 minutes! Otherwise, it'll be a dinging sound and you were off the set.
See, nobody knows
Wait, no, I know there's somebody, a couple people already have come with prepared text.
There aren't very many people here that have known this guy longer than I have. I met him in 1950. Now, in 1950, people can make, between 1950 and 2012, they can make a few mistakes along the way.
Not big ones.
And I really don't care to expose all of the mistakes
Thank you, Bill.
that he might have made. Only 1 or 2. And I might get into those later on, but I encourage any of you and all of you to come out with whatever you might have to say about some of the really great things about this man. Well, they don't have to be great. Whatever they are. So,
Whatever.
does anybody have anything they'd like to say?
Nobody.
Well,
Nobody.
Uncle Rob taught me.
Wait, hold on a minute. This is my godson talking. Be careful.
He taught me that it's okay to cheat in cards. When there's a cabin full of people and the dishes are at stake for this card game.
Oh, no.
So he shattered my image.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Gary.
There you go.
He's awesome. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's great.
Who else has got
That's it. No more. Done.
Okay, Auntie Connie.
What?
Auntie Connie.
Oh, yeah.
I have known you for a lot of years, and you've been very, very good to me.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna cry. I love you very much, and this is such a. Everybody, Kleenex and cry. Okay? I love this man very much, and I'm glad my sister married him, and I've got those beautiful children and great nieces and nephews from him.
I think he's a pain in the ass.
Well done. That was fine.
This is a beautiful
Here we
scene.
got another volunteer.
Oh, God, not Bill.
Oh, Bill.
We did a few things together.
Oh, Patterson and I. He was an NDP. And I was a social creditor. So, you know, we got along okay at a social level in a way, but, you know, I couldn't forgive him for being an NDP. I said, Bob, one day, why are you an NDP? Well, he said, my dad was an NDP. And I said, that's not really a good answer. So I said, well, we got to work this out. So we went down to Fort Langley during an election, and I was campaigning for my dad, who was running for MLA. And Bob came along, and I said, come down and have a couple of beer, and we were having a couple of beer. And I went out and put some social credit bumper stickers on all the cars in the parking lot, see? And I came back in and never said a word. We sat down, we're having and some guy came flying in, and he went right to this guy's table. He knew who the car was. They're all fishermen. Of course, they're all NDP, right? And he's about to tear this guy's head off, and Patterson turns to me and said, you son of a bitch. and then we had a few more beer, and this Indian came in, and he said, your boys want to buy some fish? Hey, remember that, Bob? We went down, and he says, I get you some fish. This is about midnight. And he says, but you gotta take me back to the reserve after we get the fish. So I thought, geez, I said, how much? He said, well, $2 a fish. I said, that's a hell of a deal, Bob. So we get in the car, we drive down the end of the pier. I said, you coming along, Patterson? He said, no. He said, but I'll take your watch and your wallet, and I'll phone your wife if you don't come back. We get in this about 20-foot boat with about a 40-horse outboard. Guy starts the thing. He's pissed as a rat. And he falls over backwards, and he's got the engine 90 degrees, and we're going around, shot out the river behind the pile. And I remember seeing Bob up there waving me goodbye. I've gone about 2 hours, and they're pulling up these. I didn't even know what they were.
Pink salmon.
No, they were humpies.
Huge, big, floppy things.
They were humpies.
That's right. Pink.
They were humpies, yeah. We came back about an hour later, and he's still waiting. And we tied him on the top of my Volkswagen.
I was surprised to see you.
Right?
I'd already checked your wallet. There wasn't much in it, you know.
Tied them on the top of the thing and drove home. But
and your wife loved you. Where's Joan here? You remember Joan when you arrived with those lovely, slimy pink salmon?
But apart from that fishing trip, which we enjoyed, I
put them in the garbage.
One of the things Bob and I used to like to do was drink ourselves stupid. And he had a Morris Minor, and I had a Volkswagen. And you know, there was a toll on in the tunnel, and you could drive from Vancouver, and you could, at 1 o'clock in the morning, you wouldn't pass 2 cars. Well, we would see who could get through the tunnel first. Morris Minor against a Volkswagen. Boy. And we'd race home, but then he had to come into my house for a glass of cider. And I will say this to Bob's, to his credit, he was one of the few pilots I knew that could handle a quart of my cider and still walk out through the door. After drinking for 3 hours of beer.
Get the hook! Get the hook!
He did admit one night, after he left my place, he was driving home, and he woke up to the sapling slapping up against the windshield.
Well, thank you, Bill. No more stories like that.
There's one of the experiences.
Oh, here comes one.
Oh, wait a minute. One of the qualifications or experiences that Bob Patterson shared with us was his ability to all of a sudden pop up from somewhere. You know, it didn't matter what happened, where we went, whatever it was. One time we were in Nassau, and they said, you know, we'll come and see you because it doesn't cost us anything to get there. Always remember that. It doesn't cost us anything. So we said, okay, we'll meet you at the airport. We went to the airport, and he wasn't there. Okay, so we went back to the cabin we had. And there they were, sitting in our living room. I don't know how they got there. Another time we were traveling with Dawn and Marge Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are you, Dawn? And we were going to San Francisco, and the three couples were going to meet in San Francisco. And we were going to meet in the lobby of this little hotel we knew down there. So we went to the lobby of the hotel. Patterson wasn't there, and the baggage boy, he said, "Do you want us to take you?" And yeah, okay. Went up to the room, opened the door, and pop, out of the bed comes Bob and Elaine. They were pretty good. They had this down to a science. Who else has some stories about Patterson?
Oh, we got one here.
Corey, you got anything to say?
Yeah. Oh, we got one here.
They're lining up.
They're lining up.
Take a number.
You know you're in trouble when they're lining up, right?
I'm one of Rob's poker buddies. I've been playing poker with him now for about 15 years. And I'm fascinated to hear what his godson says. Because I've suspected all the godson wouldn't lie. And finally, I want to say I've never been moose hunting with Rob, and I don't intend to start. Thank you, Rod.
Uncle Rob hates when I tell this story. When we met.
Oh, when we met.
So my husband is his nephew, and he brought me to Whistler, and we got in really late, so we came to their house and went right upstairs. Didn't get to meet anybody. I didn't get to meet anybody. And so in the morning, I had to use the bathroom, so I quietly snuck down the stairs and was trying to find the bathroom, and there in front of me was a naked man. Just a bum. And I said, "You must be Uncle Rob." But still looking good. Oh, that's good.
Corey.
Oh, Corey.
Somebody else?
Okay, Corey. Is this going to take half an hour?
Well, it could go on forever, but I remember some stories.
Okay.
Building the cabin. And in particular, there was one morning when I'd gotten up a little bit earlier than everybody else, and we had a pile of lumber on one side of the cabin and a bunch of lumber on the other side. So I decided I'm going to clean this mess up a little bit, so I'm going to move the lumber from the messed up side to the neat, tidy side I had all laid out. And I come around the corner with a great big 2x12, and I throw it on the pile, and I see all these white flakes flying up in the air, and Rob's standing there, those are my teeth! He'd been brushing his teeth and put them on the pile of lumber. So anyway, the next day he had a flight, and he had a little bit of difficulty with his captain's announcements with his throat. So anyway, this was unfortunate, but time goes by, and 2 or 3 weeks later, we're out at Barb Matthews Island in Howe Sound, and we're all, she has a little float there, and a cabin, and it was great. We were all having a great time. And we had a little bit too much of the grape, and I happened to meet a Norwegian fisherman nearby who had a bottle of akvavit, so we polished that off. And one of the guys, Barry Jansen, who some of you will remember, decided he wanted to go water skiing. So as we're all driving, I was a little bit to the, worse for the wear. But anyway, I'll drive anyway. So I go wheeling around there with this power boat and going like crazy. And somehow Rob's new teeth had arrived. Spray of water, and he goes, "Those are my teeth." So the probes are wearing them now.
Thank you for that story.
You're welcome. And I just thought of another one.
Another one.
Speaking of cards and games, when we started building the cabin, we all stayed at Jordan's Lodge. And we rented, or they rented this little cabin that we all slept in. And it consists...
Spacious, big, lovely
yeah, that's
cabin.
it, luxurious cabin.
TV,
yeah,
rugs.
All the, yeah, right. It actually was an old logger's cabin, logs that had sort of settled around a big stump in the middle of the floor. And so there was about 10 of us working every weekend there. We'd had our dinner, we'd had our beer, we'd gone for a swim in the cold lake and came back, and so we had to play cards for bed positions. Because there were several, the number one was, there was one bed in the cabin, that was number one. If you won, you just got to sleep there. Number two was a bunk, and it went down the line till the last one was the hump on the middle of the floor with a makeshift mattress. So our dear departed friend Gord Hendricks had won, he thought, had won first place. So he was going to sleep in the bed that night. But someone objected, namely Rob Patterson. Somehow Gord had cheated. And after a great argument, by this time it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're still drinking, we decided we're going to replay the whole thing. And as a result, Gord ended up on the big hump in the middle of the I hate to make a joke at the expense of our dear departed friend, but that's another story.
I think one of the rules of all this is that Patterson is not given the opportunity to rebut.
I've got a serious message for you.
A serious one?
Yeah, from Melbourne, Australia.
Oh.
From my girls down there. They go, "Wow, 80. I can't believe it. Happy birthday to the youngest man I know." Love from Vicky and Andrea.
This time?
No, wait a minute.
Oh.
There's a lineup.
There's a lineup.
I think...
That's it?
Well, while everybody else is warming up, obviously I've known Dad all my life. And most of the stories, I'm on the losing end. And he has got more good stories about me than I have of him. But one of the things that I learned about Dad really early on was how he doesn't like to give up. When he has an idea about something, he will never let go.
Patterson tree.
And I don't know if you're familiar with on fish nets, there's the lead line on the bottom, and it's a really tough cord, and it's not the sort of thing that is very comfortable to hang on to. And so it's not the sort of thing that's friendly to the inside of your hands or your arms or anything else. And we lived out on a little 12-acre farm in Surrey, and we had like a little ranch there. And the cattle would come down with various ailments over time, and one of them was pink eye. So that meant that the treatment of this thing was to come up to the heifer or the young cow, and you had a powder that you shook into the eyeball, which was something that the subject wasn't very interested in. So once they'd done one round, the second round, they weren't interested at all. So I was out there assisting my father, mostly just watching. And he had a loop of rope around the neck of this small cow that was supposed to get the treatment of pink eye powder. And I don't know exactly how it started, but from where our barn was, it ran off into bush. Very similar to that bush you're looking out there, and you see there's a vague road that's passing through there. Only instead of trees, there were blackberry brambles on either side all the way down. So this particular cow decided, I'm not getting that powder. And Dad, of course, said, oh, yes, you are. So he had a hold of this lead line, which was wrapped around his hands, and he had his feet dug into the grass, very similar to this. And you could see a trail of dirt going down here, and then it went into the brambles, and then it came out of the brambles, and there'd be brambles wrapped around, and I could see a little blood driplets. And he was hanging on, and then it goes into that brambles, and then out again, and so you could see this zigzag of dirt. And I don't think he ever did let go of that.
Two people that were laughing was your mother and me.
No.
We were there.
If everybody thinks this is all over, let's have a rating. Let's have a rating.
One more than the rating.
Oh, okay.
We're all not parents here, but we're certainly all children of parents. And I think we'd all admit that there are numerous things that have impressions on us over the years that our parents have never intended, nor did they meaningfully want us to acquire those habits and those attributes and all these things.
Sounds good.
So far. And one of those, believe it or not, that I think I acquired from Mom and Dad was a love of the arts and architecture and line and form and all of those wonderful things. And I've been lucky enough to marry someone who also appreciates that. And we were lucky enough just a couple of weeks ago to be in Florence.
Oh, wow.
Which is not a bad city to be in if you like that type of thing. So, we saw something that we thought was appropriate for Dad. Just relax. Sit down, there's more. You gotta be kidding.
What was it? You may think that this is the end. Well, I understand there are some children here who would like to sing to you.
Yeah. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, so I'll direct your attention to the stage over stage left.
Here we go. Ready to go?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's his boy, Ryan.
Oh my gosh, he's right.
And he's,
You want to come and sit with me?
Sounds like that.
Did he say it was there?
Yeah.
Are you happy with what you have?
I have, yeah, right.
Okay, all.
Yeah.
And kiss. Yes.
Oh, over there. So, anybody randomly guess who is Dad's favorite songwriter artist of all time? Bob Dylan. No. Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
I know. They didn't hear you.
Bob Dylan. No? You all know that, right? Yeah.
Now you do.
All right. So this is a Bob Dylan song that I know is my father is fond of, and I got a little band here. We're called the Hot Popsicles.
Let's hear it for the band.
Get it?
Hey.
Sorry. Okay.
May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. Like tonight. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. May you stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous. Stand upright and be strong. May you stay forever young. Next verse after this one. Sorry, I'm confused about the verses. Forever young, forever young. May you stay forever young.
He's so good.
May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of change are brewing. May your heart always be joyful. May your song always be sung. And may you stay forever young. Forever may you forever young. Now we're going to invite you all to sing the chorus with us. Ready? Forever
acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and then some old lang syne? Old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. We'll drink a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
Three cheers for Rob.
I wonder if it is now the time for the rating.
Time for what?
The rating.
The rating.
The rating about how well you came through. Can anybody tell me that they are happy what happened tonight? We don't need any other rating.
My turn?
You're up.
My turn.
Okay.
Well, I've had a lot of people ask me, was it a surprise? And to be honest, I did expect that my family or some are leaving tomorrow, that we might have, you know, goodbye and happy birthday when your birthday happens, which is a month from now sort of thing. So I did not expect this at all.
Yeah.
Totally blown away. People I haven't seen for a lot of you for years. I don't know if I remembered your names, but I did. Anyway, it's so wonderful to see all you people come out, and in my honor, which I very much appreciate, I hope that when you get to the advanced age where I am, what's happened? Hey, oh wait a minute! How can you make a speech with your dick hanging out?
That's going to be recorded. Oh, that's going to be recorded. Oh, yeah.
Mary Jane, I knew there was something wrong.
No, there's nothing wrong.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to be serious.
It's very cute.
Hey, Rob.
It's very cute.
At a better moment, I got a joke.
So, wonderful to meet old friends that I haven't seen for years. Other friends I'll see quite often. It's amazing. And for the people that put this on, I'm sure that lady right there, my daughter-in-law. Just blows my mind. And so thank you, everybody for coming out. Getting to 80 is not a big deal. You know, I just remember at 40, I thought 40, oh my God, 40. You know, now you're old, 50. Wait till you try on 80. Anyways, life has been very fortunate and lucky to have a wonderful family.
Yes.
And relatives,
and you've been
friends,
really good to us.
Whatever. And my big project, Dave, is to break 100. So,
Is that on the golf course?
Thank you.
Okay.